Well, it's always good to get started. Practice one, common, but we had good energy out there. A lot of work's been put in this last summer, getting ready for really this day and this month. Really excited about the group. You could tell the work that's been done. Bigger, faster, stronger. Guys moving around again. First day, just in a helmet only, but I thought it was a really good start, and guys have progressed. So with that, fire away.
Did you order the weather, or doesn't that matter?
The weather today, I thought it was pretty nice. Got a little warm toward the end, but we got out there and the guy felt almost perfect.
Is there how do you feel the difference between first practice this year, first practice last year?
Well, quite a bit different just in how much lead-up time, a year of experience. Even what we got done this summer, we did a heavy amount in June as well, and are getting with guys and second year in the schemes, offense, defense, special teams. We actually did a little bit of prep last week in regards to getting with these guys, and so it felt quite a bit different, a lot cleaner. Just guys moving in the right spots, less mistakes, that kind of thing.
With the way the portal has changed things, when you get to this first day of camp, a lot of times coaches will talk about retention. When you have that many new bodies, first, how difficult is that? And second, when you brought in as many new bodies in January, is that a conscious effort of the staff to get those guys on campus to have that built in? So
there's advantage the more you get, retain to start, which we're really happy. We got 70 some odd guys that are, still on the roster. We did do a heavy amount of work in January, and then you just got more time with them, right? You go through spring ball, all of that. And then, yes, we did have some additions, not just the portal, but high school guys in June here, and so we're still kind of getting our first look at those guys. And it's a few positions that are a little bit heavier with the amount of new additions, and so it'll take us a little bit to do a thorough evaluation on those guys.
You talked about the 70 guys coming back, and I'm wondering, does it feel more like your roster when guys have chosen to be here after a year with you? And do you feel, how does that translate? How do you feel that when you're out there?
Yeah, you definitely feel just a deeper bond. More comfortable, I'd say, just because you had a longer experience with them. I do sarcastically say, but everybody's choosing what roster they've been on, and for them to choose us is a real thing because they got options to go to other places. And this day and age in college football, you're going to have more movement than you would have, call it 4 or 5 years ago. So it's an exciting time in regards to having, a good amount of guys back, but also diving into some pieces that we think are going to really help us with our depth and competition.
Jonathan, we didn't get the report about a new Hall of Fame coach on the sideline, but what does it mean to have someone like Coach Izzo pop in on the first day that you can just casually talk with, or also just get some insight from?
Yeah, it's always good to see him. I hadn't seen him a ton this month. He's been working and all of that, but it just shows again how he's all in on every sport around here and continue to support. So I appreciate him stopping in. He says he'll come back. I know he'll be at the home games, and he's been a great kind of person to lean on since I've been here.
You mentioned you feel like the summer strengths program a couple of times in last week. Anything different, I guess, that yielded these results, or just
I don't know about our give away all our secrets. Definitely going through year one, you learn, and then you try some new things. We're always trying to be on the cutting edge in regards to how we're training, and it's not just the 2 hours they're spending in the weight room. Nutrition's a part of that. Sports science is a part of that. Our training room's a part of that. I think we just got an elite group that all of those groups do a really good job.
When you bring back that many guys, especially after coming into a new program last year, how are you finding and identifying leaders for this group? Has it been a natural process, and particularly with Aiden and where his leadership qualities are?
I think we're getting leadership from guys that are back, that have been through the process, that are all in on our approach and how we're doing it. But I do think we've added some guys, especially in January, that have some influence. I think about Matt Golbin, a guy who's been around the block, started playing at a high level. Luka Vincic in that room as well. Those two guys, newcomers, but have influence on the play. So we're not going to only just say you've been here long enough, now you can become a leader. I think we've got more than we're in double digits in regards to leadership on this team.
Aiden's qualities with that is kind of the guy with their center.
Yeah, I think he continues to be the teammate. Guys enjoy being around him. They see how hard he works, how much it means to him. And he's definitely a year under his belt to continue to grow in that leadership role, because he is a leader on this team.
With your own experience from being a quarterback, your starter year one to starter year two, how do you project that to be, something for Aiden where he makes that next step? And is there any advice you give him personally?
Yeah, just experience. It's hard to recreate in practice and all that. And so going through the experience, and yes, experience playing in the games and, learning things from first down, second down, red zone, all of that, but also handling the week to week, handling crowd noise, handling how you prepare. Another go around. He's grown and he's ready to do it at an even higher level.
How many position battles did you think you had 365 days ago compared to this year? Do you feel like you have a better handle on what those battles are? Is it different a year later, like the position battles, starting jobs, or playing group jobs?
Yeah, I think a year ago, probably more battles to start type thing. This year, we've got more battles for how much you're going to play. We might have the guys run out there first, but we want to be a place where we're rotating. And I think about on the defensive side, I think we can play a lot of guys. We might know, okay, Jordan Hall's going to start type thing. Well, we're going to play a bunch of guys at that position. In the secondary, with what we brought in here January/the summer, that's going to work itself out. That's probably a position group that is truly competing to start.
How important is the depth difference on the offensive line, and how many offensive linemen would you like to play?
Really big. I was asked, last week, basically, what'd you learn from year one? Going through the 9 conference games, the Big Ten, depth is critically important, especially at that position. And we got snake bit a little bit early in the season last year. A couple guys go down for the season, but we want to be able to play more than 5 guys at the O-line. It's a physical brand of football, so you need depth. And when we're trying to create more and more, we feel good. We had some younger guys that played last year that got a chance to grow, and they have. Add some additions in the portal that create more competition in that room, and then we do. We got some returning stars at the O-line that they got to continue to take a step in their game. So we're hoping that shows up this fall, that we've got depth in the O-line.
With those 2 guys that you mentioned, with Phillips and Brocious,
Yep.
they come back. And another guy that's always intrigued me is Dellinger, because he was a highly rated prospect in the battle.
Yeah, he's battled for a long time.
Where are those 3 guys at?
All 3 went today. I think about Dooley, Phillips, and Brocious. Both those guys ran with the first and second groups today in good space. I think Cole was around that a little bit. I got to watch the tape again. But they're all 3 coming along, and it's nice to have them finally healthy.
With Aiden and the decision making, the things you really want to see from year 1 and year 2 in the spring, there was a lot of conversation about reads and obviously the turnovers. Where have you seen development even over the summer? Like, where is he in terms of where he needs to be and the difference between maybe a year ago?
After first day, I know there's an emphasis, yes, on the reads, the decision makings, recognition, getting his ball out of his hand, and there's also this balancing act of he can extend and create, and so when he goes and does that, when it's pull the trigger and let it go down the field, or it's get out, I still don't got anything, not make a bad play worse. That's where I'm anxious to see over the next couple weeks in practice when he gets to those situations, what it looks like.
The backup position there, it's internal now instead of bringing in.
Yeah.
Where are those guys, and how comfortable do you feel if needed?
Yeah, that was a conversation we had going into spring ball, is letting those guys get reps and see what it looks like, to see if we needed to go get maybe a veteran backup quarterback type thing. Alessio had a great spring. He's our backup quarterback. We have a lot of confidence in him. He threw a couple nice balls today, so he's really taken a step that he would be the next man up.
Is that sort of, as you build a program, ideally for you, having internally that can step
Totally. I want to be a place of development. And yeah, at the quarterback position, I think about the schemes and the reads and how much more time you get with them. We'd love to be a place where we're developing quarterbacks. Yeah, they might have to sit a year or 2. If we can do that in this day and age, we'd love to do it.
Yeah, is that a harder thing to convince a kid?
Yeah, 100%, especially when you get them and they're a good player and they're ready to play. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
I think you mentioned it this spring too. At Oregon State, you didn't have much transfer attrition. You tried to. I mean, how have you seen that in terms of being a developmental program, of retention versus plus development?
Right. The longer we get, I'm trying to simplify. The longer we get, I believe we got a big-time coaching staff. These guys can teach and coach. So the longer the players in the program, I'm confident they're gonna improve.
Jonathan, it seems the most controversial and even polarizing letters in sports now are NIL. How is that impacting your conversation in the living room with parents and recruits, and how is that impacting your conversation in the locker room with players?
It's definitely a part of the conversation, and there's a lot of good things. In a lot of ways, these guys should be earning off their name, image, and likeness. Now, the ways which they've been doing that maybe are a little bit sketch in some areas and things, but back to the recruits, the conversation, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to be competitive in that space. At the same time, that's just a piece of the pie. As we're talking about the package of Michigan State, this place, this university, the town, coaches, the locker room, all of those things. There's more than just that one piece of the pie in NIL.
Overall team health right now?
I'd say solid. It's knock on wood, haven't come across the season ending to that extent. We definitely are being, I call it smart with some guys into camp, and we'll ease them into it, but currently we feel pretty solid.
What do you try to get done in day one, and what did you get done today?
Well, heavy amount on the fundamentals in day one. When we're just in a helmet, we're not doing a ton of team period, so it's a heavy emphasis on the fundamentals, your stance, your start, your footwork. Do a lot of formation recognition, especially on the defensive side, and just making calls and those kind of things.
Is there anyone you looked at today and said, wow, I don't remember that guy last year, he's really come along?
I thought Derek Simmons showed up today. I know it's day one, defensive lineman. I hate pointing out just one, but where he's taken his body since he's been here, he looked the part. He fit right in being in year one.
Have you seen Nick Marsh continue to develop?
He's confidence, just awareness. We're putting a lot on his plate, trying to move him around a little bit, and he hasn't missed a beat. You can see his growth in leadership too. I heard his voice out there a little bit today.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys.
Thanks, John.